Alright guys, well, I've been dying to show you my new helicopter that I got. It's the AS350, 3-bladed, 3D, capable helicopter. It's just been crazy windy where I've been living for the past about month. A little breezy today, but we're going to try to get this done. This is a really cool helicopter. One of the reasons I got into RC in the first place was to fly RC helicopters. And back when I was starting, they didn't really have the 3D, 3-axis control or 6-axis gyros to help you, stabilize your flight. Now they do. Now they got it in a small package, and they got it in a helicopter that looks cool. And one of the things I like about having a helicopter that's got a fuselage like this is that you can actually see it when it flies farther away from you. The little pod and boom helicopters are so much harder to see and see your orientation. So this one is light enough weight that it can do some 3D maneuvers, but still have that nice, cool, scale-looking canopy on there. So we're going to fly this thing around. I'm going to show you how it handles. This is, again, a really good helicopter if you want to get into flying helicopters and eventually want to do 3D, like I do too. So we're going to try to do some maneuvers to show you it flying upside down. Now right now I'm in the takeoff mode, and I'm also in the 6G mode, which gives it a whole bunch of stability. So this thing is actually so stable that if you try to flip it over, you do full controls, it won't let you, which is really nice for a beginner. So let's take it up and show you that. Now we might need to trim it out a little bit. Let's see. Alright, a little bit of trim here. Now you also notice that I'm flying in an area where I can fly below myself. This is very helpful when you're learning to fly helicopters or learning to fly 3D. It sort of gives you that extra couple feet in case you're making a mistake. You're a couple more mistakes higher, or a couple mistakes higher. You can also see that there's some nice tall grass down there. So if the helicopter crashes, which it already has done once and it's still flying, it's less likely to do damage. But with these helicopters so small and lightweight, the chances of damaging it are a lot less. Now right now I'm in the full stabilized mode, so I'm going to go ahead and fly it around a little aggressively here. And you can still fly it around. You can fly it around scale, or if you want to kind of zip it around. I mean, this helicopter is actually quite fast, especially considering its size. Now look how far away it is. I can still tell my orientation because I got that nice scale canopy on there. Now right now in this mode, throttle up is up and down is down. That's it. When you get into 3D mode, center stick and up is up. And then from center stick down is actually negative pitch and higher throttle. We're going to show you that a little bit later. But I'm flying in a little bit of a breeze right now, and this thing is nice and stable. Every once in a while, if you're flying in like really crazy winds, you're going to get a little bit of a rudder wag. Okay, that's the gyro just trying to do its job. I'll fly around a little bit more in this mode. Just a really nice, smooth flying helicopter. I've been wanting to get one of these things for a long time. I'm so glad I finally did. Okay, so now we're going to take it out of the fully stabilized mode, and we're going to put it into idle up mode so that we can actually fly upside down. Now this transmitter is really nice. It even has a backlit screen on it. Might be hard to see. Now you might notice now the helicopter, it's still stable, okay, but it sort of stays in whatever position I leave it in terms of like if I roll it left or right, the helicopter stays in that banked state more or less. So you're going to take it out of this mode. Now watch this. If I try to flick it over like I just was, see, look at that. It won't roll over all the way. Okay, it only goes like, I don't know, 30 degrees tilt. Okay, great for beginners. You're not going to go too far. And so now let's put it in the full 3D mode and see if I can get this thing upside down and hover it. Please keep in mind I'm still learning how to do this. Alright, so we take it out of that stabilization. Now we put it into 3D mode. This is going to give me negative pitch control when I go upside down. So I like to roll and then go negative with my throttle. There we go. Continue the roll, back to positive throttle. Okay? So maybe you could kind of consider this a little intro to 3D flying. Hovering. I like to go up a little bit, so I'm gaining altitude as I start to do my maneuver where I'm putting it upside down. Okay, we're going up, roll over, negative pitch, continue the roll, back to positive pitch. Okay, we're going to try to do a nose in one here. Alright, so you get yourself in a nice stable hover. We're going to go up, back elevator, negative pitch, positive pitch. Okay? Now again, this helicopter is fully 3D capable, like you're seeing. It's just that this pilot is not necessarily fully 3D capable. But again, a really fun helicopter to fly, okay? It's got the scale look, it's got the maneuverability, it's got the durability because it's lightweight, so if you crash it, you're not going to break everything. Alright, see if we can do one more. I want to see if I can hover just a little bit here for you guys. I think my battery's starting to get a little low. Okay, there we go. Hovering it upside down. Oh, uh-oh. Alright, well, we get to see how well it did. But hopefully you guys could see that you definitely can fly this thing upside down. Alright, now this canopy is actually a magnetic hatch canopy, okay? Now this is going to be the true test right here, right? If I can take this thing back off, you guys will know this can take a little bit of a beating and still fly. Now let's go ahead and get it out of the 3D mode. The lights are flashing on the transmitter. Okay, idle up is off. Let's put this guy back on. Alright, I don't see... Oh, I got one ball link that's popped off here, so let's see if we can get that popped back on. See right here on this blade, somehow, this guy got... Somehow he got way over there. Alright, we gotta flip this back around. See if I can get it. Now, as you saw, I flew right into a slab of concrete. Okay? And servos are still working. I'll try spinning this up. Okay, motor is still working. Okay, so nice durable helicopter. The only thing is I got to pop this little ball link back on, and somehow it got all the way around inside there. Must have flexed a little bit. There we go. Just get it. A little bit more here. So that's what happens when you're learning 3D, okay? Just flying helicopters in general and learning to fly 3D is difficult, so there's a good chance that you're gonna crash at some point. So instead of doing it with a, you know, $500, $350 T-Rex 450 clone or something like that, get something like this, okay? Okay, now I got to put back together. You saw it crash right into a slab of concrete. We're going to take it back off again, show you how durable this thing is. Alright. Look at that. Now my battery's getting low, but it's flying just fine, okay? So let's go ahead and switch out this battery. Oh, you can... Yeah, my battery just died. So we're going to switch out the battery and do a little more flying. Alright, so we got a fresh battery in this bad boy. We're going to take it back off again and do a little bit more flying. And I'm taking off in the fully stabilized mode, and once I'm up in the air, I'm going to switch out of stabilized mode. Don't know if you can see it in this lower right corner, but this takes me out of the fully gyro stabilized mode, and then this one puts me into idle up, which gives me the negative pitch when I'm upside down. Negative pitch and throttle control. Alright, so we're going to fly around in this mode first. It's kind of fun. It's nice when you don't have to worry about stabilizing the helicopter, flying so precise, and get these nice scale kind of flybys like this. Whoop. I think I'm getting a getting a little bit of ridge lift off this little teeny hill I'm standing at the top of. You definitely want to get extra batteries for this. You know, the flights are typical about 7 minutes, and depending, you know, if you're flying full 3D, you know, of course, that's going to go down a little bit because you're flying so aggressively. But, you know, it's never fun if you go out and fly for just twice and then you're done. So get some extra batteries. I got this from banggood.com, and they have the extra batteries for this. It's a 500 milliamp hour, or you can put a 600 milliamp hour in it. I have some 300 milliamp hours from a different RC aircraft. It does fly it, but I would not recommend doing 3D with it or really flying around hardly at all. I would cut your flight time in about half. So we're going to take it out of stabilized mode. Okay, there we go. You can see it's kind of a lot more maneuverable now, which means you got to be on top of your game as the pilot. And now we're in 3D mode. So now I've got the ability to fly upside down. So when you're starting out, like me, keep the tail pointed towards you. And I like to do rolls. I like to get into my upside down flying with a roll. Now roll is going to be the same even when you're upside down. It's pitch, it's going to be backwards. So we go up, upside down. There we go. And I have no idea. Oh, okay. Whoa. Now you can see that I had to fight a lot to try to save that one. When I was upside down, I sort of lost my orientation with my rudder control, because that's backwards too when you're upside down, I think. So here we go. We just crashed again. We got a little bit of wheatgrass here in my tail prop. I'm going to pull it out and make sure everything looks like it's still together. Get the canopy back squared on here. And then we're going to take off and fly again. And that is exactly why you want to get a helicopter like this when you're starting out learning 3D, or even just learning to fly helicopters in general, because if you crash, and especially if you crash over some grass like this, you're going to be able to keep on flying. If you're flying a 450 size helicopter or something like that, you're going to be taking it home and you're going to be repairing something before you can fly again. So here we go. We're going to put it back up, put it back in a stabilized mode, make it easy for us, and there we go. And that's how it works with these micro helis. Little crash, put the canopy back on, go flying. Okay. 3D mode. So when you're just starting out, you want to get out of that upside down situation pretty quick, because things are backwards, okay? So I should have gotten out of it sooner. Okay, I'm upside down. Okay, I just got out of that one with the elevator. You know, you just put it in one direction. You either do like a full aileron control or full elevator control. Let it flip back up or right side up. Okay, and then get your orientation. Don't worry about too much trying to correct it right away. Okay, let's roll the other way. Right roll, upside down hover. Pull myself out, and there I am back into upright flying. Alright, so there you have it, the AS350 from banggood.com. Good helicopter to get if you're getting into RC helicopters for your first time. Very stable helicopter, something good to train with in your garage. Then once you get better, you can come out to a larger field, start to fly around a little bit, still be gyro stabilized. Then when you get good enough and you want to start going upside down, it has the capability of doing that. And again, being a scale fuselage helicopter, it's easier to see as it gets farther away, and it looks kind of cool too. Now I wanted to go over a couple features of this radio because it's pretty slick. Now I fly in mode 2. Mode 2 is where this is the throttle, up and down. This is my rudder, ailerons, and pitch control, roll and pitch control in a helicopter. So that's mode 2. Now this transmitter will actually do mode 1, and it's really neat. All you got to do is slide this thing down, and now they've got it so that you're in mode 1. Okay, I've never seen a transmitter that can do that, but if you fly mode 1, no problem with this setup, okay? Just a flick of a switch and the transmitter is put into mode 1. Other cool features, when you turn this thing on, you can't see it in the sunlight here, but this is a backlit screen, so anytime that you do some sort of adjustment, like if you adjust your trim like this, or if you push one of these buttons, the backlight goes on for, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. And that's really cool. Not necessarily that you're going to be flying at night, but sometimes you're flying in lower light levels, or sometimes you're in the shade of yourself, like if you're flying like this with the sun behind you, and that makes it a little bit easier to see what's on the screen. Now, as far as other features and functions, this is your throttle hold right here. Okay, so sometimes it's a good idea to turn your throttle hold on anytime you're getting close to your helicopter. That way, if you bump the throttle, it's not going to start spinning the blades. This other switch here is your idle up mode. Okay, now in normal mode, normal hover mode, when your helicopter is upright and you give more throttle like this, that's going to make the helicopter go up. Now, idle up mode, what that does, when you flick it towards you, when you put your helicopter and you fly it upside down like this, now once you get anything from halfway down, that's actually higher throttle setting and negative pitch, and that's what enables your helicopter to rise up when it's upside down. So that's what the idle up mode switch does. It goes between those two flight modes. Now over here we have, it's a button that says 3D and 6G on it. Okay, that, when you're in the 6G mode, that makes it a very stable helicopter. And earlier in the video you saw, as I was giving it full roll and pitch control, the helicopter would only tilt so far. It wouldn't go all the way over. And that's great for a beginner because beginners tend to over control their aircraft. Now once you're ready for it, you push this button into the 3D mode, and that will then enable you to go all the way upside down. So that's how you get this thing to fly upside down, is this button right over here. Dual rates, at the push of a button right here, like this, you can't see it, but it's saying H or L for high or low rates. Okay, so if you're a beginner, you're going to want to fly in fully stabilized mode with low rates. And what that's going to do is make your stick inputs, except for the throttle, less sensitive. Okay, so again, since new pilots tend to over control things, you put it at the low rates, so if you put that stick all the way over, it's just going to slowly move the helicopter around like that. So nice to have that feature at the push of a button. Then we have at the bottom here, hover debugging, that button. That's just if you're having a problem with your gyros initializing and your helicopter is just way off, you can't adjust it enough with your trims, you would use this hover debug feature. And then the transition mode at the top, again, is I believe how you can get into modes where you can set even more. Like this will do, I think this will do actually all 4 modes with the stick. So there's mode 2, which is throttle, yaw, roll, and pitch. And then this is mode, oh, it's beeping at me. This is mode 1, where I believe you've got, let's see here, this is throttle now, and this is still roll, and this is pitch, and this is yaw, I believe. And then what you can do for transition mode, I believe, is to switch those even further into like mode 3 and 4, whatever those are. So really capable transmitter. It'll go to whatever settings you want.